Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use a mod I created that either disables Maxis clothing for random or completely disables it for use in the game. This can be useful if you're using, for example, a medieval type of gameplay, or if you're using survivor type of gameplay, or anything where you want only CC clothing to show up on the Sims. Okay, so there's going to be two files that you can choose to download from. There's going to be one labeled disabled for random and one labeled hidden and disabled. You only want one. The one disabled for random is useful if you just want the clothing disabled from generating on Sims, but you still want it to show in the game when you go into CAS. So with both files, based on what you pick, you double click on it and you open it in your software you use to unzip files. So for example, I use WinZip. You can also use WinWhere, or some browsers have it built in where you can unzip it as well. Okay, so you extract it to your game, which is going to be your Sims 4 mods folder. So your folder is going to show up based on where yours is. It's usually under your documents, electronic arts, the Sims 4, and then mods. Okay, so you want to make sure that both those files, or the file that you want, is in the folder. Now, in this particular package, I have clothing accessories as one package, and then it's makeup and skin details as another. You can choose both or one particular one based on your preference. Okay, and once it's in your folder, it should look like this. You should have the two files that you just extracted. Okay, so let's quickly go into game. When you first go into CAS, it's going to give you a sim that's dressed as usual. If you click random, you'll see the mod in action. I'm going to pause this because it's going to strip the sim and I don't want any nudity showing. So I'm going to just pause for a second and it'll be a jump cut right into the mod. Okay, so we're back into CAS. I've clicked randomize and the sim is completely nude. But all the items are still showing in the panel. When you click on the full body and the bottoms, they all appear. Anytime you randomize a sim, he's always going to be nude. Now, at the end of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can make things, CC items, available for showing up on the sim randomly. That's going to be very important to do. If you don't do it, your sims are going to be nude, and you don't want that. You're going to want to make sure you make items randomizable for adults, teens, elders, children, toddlers, everyone. Okay, so next I'm going to show you what it looks like if you choose my version that completely disables the clothing from showing up. For this example, I'm going to click on the one labeled hidden and disabled. Max's hair, clothing, accessories, makeup, and skin details, hidden and disabled. Double click on that. Extract to. Once again, you want to extract it to your mods folder. And we're going to go into game to see it. Once again, I'm back in CAS. Now this time I have a female sim. So again, I'm going to jump cut so we don't show any nudity. I'm going to pause and you're going to see the mod in action. Okay, I click randomize, and in the Sims 4, female Sims automatically, when they're nude, they have this painted on salmon colored bra. You'll see when you click on the different filters, now it says no results found. So that's because I choose the option where they're completely disabled. You'll see there's nothing. And the same thing will go for any accessories. So now, when you go into game, if you don't do what I said before, if you don't go in and make anything available for random, when you go into the game, any new Sims will be completely naked. They won't have any genitalia, but they'll be nude. The Sims that were created prior to the game being created, like the pre-made Sims that the Sims put that the team puts in, they will all have the default game's clothing in. That will happen whether you make clothes available for random or not. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make clothing available for random so that you don't have a bunch of nude Sims walking around. Okay. In my mods folder, I created a folder called clothing, etc. You don't have to create a folder directly. I'm just doing this because I want to batch fix. If you want to batch fix, I would suggest creating a folder and putting the clothing you want to batch fix in there. So for example, I create this. And I put a few different CC items that are medieval based. Kira Zerk makes a lot of medieval based clothing, and there's other people that you can Google that make them as well. You'll want to copy this here and open up Sims 4 Studio. Go to this section up here where it says Content Management, Fixes, CAS, and Allow CC for Random. And paste it here and click Run. Now, if everything's already made for random like I've done, it'll say no fix needed. If there's new items, it'll show you the ones that it fixed. Then, this is also an important step. You want to click My Projects here on the right. Go to your folder and open up each item. You don't have to do this for every single item if you download a lot, but you want to make sure that there's at least one piece of clothing per category that the Sims can use for randomizing. So for example, I wanted to have a medieval world. Everyone's wearing medieval clothing. So under categories, I'll make sure here for the child, female and male is checked, child is checked, all of the occults are checked, and then the different outfit categories. Now I checked everything. You'll want to make sure that you have your everyday clothing, your situation, that's for the different situations the game generates. Party, the very important categories you want to make sure are checked. If you have specific clothing you want them to wear for each category, you can check that as well. So if you have one outfit you want for just everyday wear, you can, and then other for sleepwear, check it accordingly. You just want to make sure you have at least one piece of clothing per category. And nude, you uncheck this if you want them to be nude when they're showering, or use things like wicked webs. And you want to make sure here it says allow for random, and then click save. And again, you want to go through and just make sure per age group there's a piece of clothing. So I just did it for everything for ease in this case. This will take a little bit of work on your end. Okay, now with that in mind, we're going to jump back into game. Okay, so once you're back in game, as I mentioned, any Sims that are pre-made by the Sims team will have the clothing they designed for them. If you want to change that, there's two things, or multiple things you can do actually. You can click on the mailbox, click MC Cheats and Deletion Cheats, and you can actually delete all Sims. That will delete everyone but your current household. Or you can go to each household, or once you see the Sim using MC Command Center, click on them and use the dresser function. So you click on them, MC Command, click on MC Dresser, and then randomize clothing, and it'll put them in the clothing you've picked for randomization. So you'll see my Sim is wearing the medieval clothing that I made for random. We're going to take them to the park so that new Sims can generate. Okay, so now we're in the park, and we're going to just click fast forward and see what Sims generate and what they're wearing. Okay, so you'll see here there's a Sim in medieval clothing that I made for random. There's another Sim, female Sim. She's also in medieval clothing. Everyone will wear the medieval clothing in the world now. Now, if you don't make them have random clothing, they will be nude again with genital. That's why I just keep stressing it, because I want to make sure you don't have nude Sims running around the area. Also, you'll want to make sure that the things are tagged for situations. So for example, this Sim over here is naked because something hasn't been set for random. If you see a Sim that has clothing you don't want or the nude, click MC Dresser, randomize clothing, and it will generate for them. Now, if you don't have anything available for randomization for that particular age group, they remain nude. So again, it's very, very important that when you go to when you go to Sims 4 Studio and you click on the CC, you make sure that the category is selected for that Sim. And then you're also set here. Now to add tags. Add tags, you would go here to Warehouse, click on the cast part, and then you'll scroll down until you see this section that says tags, edit items. and you can add new tags. So for example, if you click add, you can choose the category and then the tag value from this section. So appropriateness. So this can be used if you want to give like your mailman or your vendors a certain outfit that they can generate for random. Okay, I hope this was helpful and thank you for watching.